Okay, hey guys, welcome to my tutorial on profiles, PHP profiles. In this tutorial, I'll be basically going through the PHP process of making profiles, user profiles. For example, we use them in social networking websites or anywhere on websites where you keep profiles of users. So, for an example, to show you what this is all about, I have set up an example. Will show you where this will be implemented or where you can use this. This is basically, just ignore the matter here. This is my login page for the basic website. Um, Password, username. Okay, so here in the address bar, after putting the uh, username and password, the profile of this user with the ID 40 has opened. And with that reference of this ID, we make this a profile page, the photo of the specific user who has logged in name, and his post, and so and so so and so. Anyways, and to show you another example, I log in with another username, and there's a different username, just a different ID here. So basically this is making profiles here with PHP. And I'm really sorry for the background sound, because I'm just close to the workplace here. Anyways, I've set up a folder here, and I'm using easy PHP as my testing server, and context as my text editor. I just find them simple and basic. Anyways, I've made a folder in my testing server tutorials, and there's no file here. Okay, so we'll start off. We'll go to the context and make a new file. We'll start with the PHP tags, ended, then HTML. Then I'm just centering the body, so I won't be going through the main doc types or stuff like that. I'll be just going to the basics, because this tutorial is basically to show you how this uh, profiles thing work in PHP. Anyways, this is the basic thing I'm doing here. You know, this is not the way to do it, but just to show you how it works. Anyways, I'm naming this file as login.php in the tutorials folder. And first, we have set up a database with the name tutorials, and I've made a table here with the structure, with a table which contains the fields ID, which is an integer 11, and it's set on auto increment, and another field username, another field password. Both have varchar hundreds. Okay, so going back to the context file. So first thing in our PHP is in our file is we'll make the login form. I'll just add a couple of break tags to make the form a little center of the page. Okay, I'll just go through it quickly and create a form. I'm not gonna explain you why I'm doing this, because I hope you know all this. I'm just going through the basics of user profiles. I think this will be posted to the same page itself. Method with post, and we make an input type, input field, text with name, username, two break tags, password, and we copy this here, and we put this type to password and change the name to password. I hope you know why I'm doing that. I won't be going through that, because I'm here to show you what this user profiles is in PHP. Name is button, and value of the button is login. Okay, the form is done. Let's have a look at it. This is a page, and yes, this is the basic form I've created just to show you. Okay, and we start the PHP process here. We first connect our file to the database. We select the database that says tutorials, and we connect it. This is my testing servers things. Okay, and everything's done, right? Okay, so next thing is we catch the button which is pressed, and after we press the button and we set it because we don't want this to pop as an error. Okay, so if a button is pressed, do this, else there's no else, because if you don't press the button, the page doesn't do anything, so there's no else here. Anyways, if we press the button, we do this. What we do is we make two variables, username, and we get them from the input fields here, and the password is, sorry, okay. Then after we've input the person, then we check whether the username and password is there, exists in the database or not. We do that by sending a query to the database, select everything from users is the table we have in the database, where username is the field name, and this is there, and password is the another field of the database, where password is equal to the variable password. Okay, then we get the we fetch the ID of the user who has logged in, okay, and store in this variable ID. And then after that we we go through a process of num rows, MySQL num rows of the query get, and if num, that is the number of rows we get from the query, if is equal to 1, then we do this. If user exists, else we echo this username doesn't exists. Okay, that is minor mistake here. Okay, so what we do if the user is registered in the database is we forward the user to another location page, that is profile.php here. Okay, we should note down this thing here. This is the most important part of the tutorial. When we proceed a user to another page, that is the header, and the location colon profile.php is the file name, then question mark id is equal to the ID which we have fetched from the database of the specific user who has logged in, ID, and then close it. What it does is when the when the user goes to this page, in the address bar you get this here, profile.php question mark ID is equal to the ID of the user from the database. Okay, so we create the next page here. again, simple HTML process. Close the body, close the center tag, HTML. Before that, okay, we name this file as profile.php. Okay, and then we make PHP tags. Okay, and then we connect to the database by the main same lines which we wrote before, and then we get the ID from the address bar by this method. You must be knowing this method, the basic PHP. Anyways, we get the ID get the ID from the address bar by requesting ID, because we wrote this ID because we forwarded the user. Okay, so yeah, that's done. And okay, so after requesting the ID, we make another variable and send a query to the database by, because we get the data from the database of the user with that ID, with this ID here. That is basically the ID in the address bar. So we select everything from users where ID is equal to the ID. So we get we okay, so then we will fetch from the database, and we will fetch the username. Okay, username. Okay, and then in a body tag we will echo after a few break tags. Okay, then we will tag hello, then the username which we have fetched from the database. Hello, yes, and to make it a little highlighting, I'll just put bold tags. Okay, this is done. Okay, this will run it. Yeah. For example, if I don't, okay, so we don't, we have, I guess, yeah, we have a username input in the database with the name Martin, and password is 12305. So if we log in with another username, for example Sam, and password something something, it will say the username doesn't exist. Okay, refresh the page, then with the username which is there in the database, the password, then we will get in the page hello Martin. Martin is the username, and on the top address bar we get the profile. So according to this method, you can make pages of your own with the reference of this ID on the top address bar. After requesting it from the address bar, then with the reference of that ID, you can fetch any number of things from the database and echo it on the page, and make a profile page of specific users. In the same way, you can echo like if I had different fields in database like a full name, a first name, or a last name, date of birth, and age, etc. We could echo out everything on the page as per the user's login, or whoever logged in. Okay, so this is the okay, I'll show you one more example. We'll just insert one more user in the database with the name Frank, and password would be this 12305, and we would log in with the name Frank and the password 005, and yes, we logged in with use with the ID of Frank, which is 5, and with that reference we got the page also as Frank. So this is what uh, this tutorial is about. So there are many things on the internet, many people who have showed this, the thing like this PHP thing in many different ways, and they are, trust me, they are very difficult and very less understandable. So this was a simple procedure you could how you could do it. I didn't go through the registration process. You can do that. I didn't go through the username and password checking fields because this wasn't that important in my tutorial. I was basically focusing on the profiles page. As per the user logged in, whoever logs in, we had to display his information there. So okay, I hope you guys understand the tutorial. If you have any problem, you can message me on my YouTube channel, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.